Hello, denizens of the internet. I'm Andrew Rhodes, and welcome back to another episode of Andrew Rants, the video series where I stand upon my metaphorical soapbox pedestal of the world, and I bitch about things that annoy me, piss me off, and make me wonder if it's possible to do what Gray Still Plays does in a lot of those universe, galaxy, whatever the hell it is game where you can destroy the Earth with meteorites, Cthulhu, and some giant space worm that eats us like an apple. No, I'm serious. Go check out those videos. They're actually kind of cool. But either way, I'm not here to discuss another YouTube channel. No! I am here to bitch about video games. Andrew, why are you bitching about video games? Video games are fun. Back off. Video games are great. We need them to survive. Well, technically, no, we don't, but I'm not getting into that can of worms. No. Today, I want to bitch about something that really should be on everybody's attention. Now, I'm sure by now everybody's heard about the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox, Series X. And the massive controversy behind both of them. The one having their prices this much, this one having prices this much. This one having some backwards compatibility, this one flipping off backwards compatibility. This one basically telling its fan base, hey, you're gonna love us. This one basically butchering the pre-orders before they even had a chance to survive. And all of that pales in comparison to something that people just aren't looking at. You know how much those next-gen games are costing your ass? $70 plus. Yeah. You know what, I was getting into video games back when I was in middle school and high school. I mean, I was in 8th grade when I got myself my first ever game console, a Game Boy Advance, okay? I was in 8th grade, like the summer between 7th and 8th grade. That's when I got my hands on the Game Boy Advance. Now, granted, my first game was Legacy of Goku, a title that, looking back on now, is a piss poor choice for my first starter, but I wanted to play it. A classmate of mine had it, and it piqued my interest. Sue me, I was into DBZ at the time. Like, heavily into DBZ. I actually subscribed to the magazine that came out from Beckett before they butchered it and just let it die. Bastards. But anyway, I loved video games. Going to my local Walmart all the time, it's like $30 a game. Sometimes $20 a game. I was excited. I would just have to save up like 2 to 3 weeks worth of allowance, and I could buy myself a video game. FYI, I got like $12 a week for allowance, so yeah, there was that. But it's like, I loved video games. I loved the fact that I could play them. I could go to town on them. I could enjoy them. And then, all hell breaks loose. Now, what type of hell, do you ask, that breaks loose? Well, I'm so glad you asked. See, as video games improved, the cost of said games started going up and up. Now, for the longest time, I will safely say that most of the handheld console prices stayed at about $30, and the console ones went up to about $40. And I was fine paying $40 for a game that was pretty much guaranteed to keep my ass entertained for at least 2 or 3 playthroughs. I mean, hell, I remember getting what was it? The Force Awakens? Was that the one? The alternate story set in the Star Wars universe for the PlayStation 2? Oh, no, The Force Unleashed. That's what it was. The Force Unleashed. I got the first one. I didn't mind paying $40 for it because there was stuff that you could do after you beat the game. You could replay the whole story, but you could play it as a character, a different character. You could basically put on a skin and be Obi-Wan Kenobi. You could be Anakin Skywalker. Of course, it disabled cutscenes, which pissed me the fuck off. But could you imagine being able to use Force Lightning as Obi-Wan Kenobi? Obi-Wan fucking Kenobi! Chucking Force Lightning! Hell yeah! So, of course, I didn't mind paying $40 for a brand new game in the PS2 era. Now, granted, most of the games that I bought, though, for my PS2 were used. Occasionally, I would buy a new one. I think the last and final brand new game I ever bought for my PS2 was Dynasty Warriors Gundam 2, and I loved that game. In fact, we actually pre-ordered it because I figured that a lot of people were going to be getting the PS2 copy because I was hearing stuff about the PS3 copy having issues, like in beta testing. No, nobody. I was like one of 2 people that pre-ordered it at that GameStop for the PS2, and I was like, Screw it! I love this game. I'm gonna go to town on it. And I did! I never beat it because my PS2 decided to die on me. But most of the games that I ever bought were used. Hell, I even bought Zone of the Enders. Yes, I bought that game. Now, for those of you that don't know what that game is, you can beat that in a weekend. Most people bought it because it had a copy of, Metal Gear Solid or something on it. Yeah, that's the only reason why people bought it, because it had a free demo of it. That was it. For me, I bought it for the mechs. I thought the premise was pretty cool. Though beating its ass in one weekend pissed me the fuck off, I won't deny that. But it only cost me like $2, so I'm not gonna be too pissed. It was like $1.99 or $2.99. Either way, it was about $2. Even with my discount, it came out to about $2. I was fine with that. I was completely fine with that. Then my console died. My PS2 finally kicked the bucket. I'm like, you know what? It lived a good life. It was the third one that I owned. And I was like, you know what? Rest in peace, my friend. And I gave up console games. Well, I still had my GameCube. I was playing that. I would bust that out and play that. I played Digimon World 4 and Custom Robo, Zoids Legends. But then I started thinking, and because my wallet was getting extremely tight and on life support, I needed to get some money coming in. So sadly, most of my games went up on eBay, never to be seen again. I will not tell you how many games I had to get rid of. I had to sell some really good ones. One that I actually got $100, almost $100 for, and I was actually impressed. It was like $2 under $100, so I was really impressed with that. I knew I should have put that one up on a bid. That was my first mistake. I will remember that if I ever go back in time. I will fix a couple of problems in my past, but still. I didn't mind paying like up to $40 for a console game. That was fine. Because it was worth it. It wasn't that huge of a jump. Even the PlayStation 3 games getting to be like $50 and a couple of them, like the higher end ones, being like $60. I was like, okay, I could see people spending that. I mean, the graphics on the PS3 were pretty damn impressive. That wasn't a problem. But I think the base on them was like $40 and then with like $50 for the higher end. Now all of a sudden we're up to like $60 games here for a AAA title. Sometimes even not that great of a AAA title. I mean, hell, look at Fallout 76. How quick did that son of a bitch drop like a rock? Once all of a sudden Bethesda's like, oh shit, people are pissed. The pre-orders got screwed up and, oh my god, we're getting chewed alive here. Yeah. That plummeted like a rock, didn't it? How quickly did it go? What was it, like 2 weeks? It was down to like under $20? Or under $30 at least? Yeah. A AAA title game. And the middle finger award goes to Bethesda! Who's now owned by Microsoft. Yeah, go figure. But anyway, I digress. Back when games actually had substance. Back when they were good. Back when you could actually play them and not have to worry about DLC content, constant paying of the DLC, loot boxes, and all the other added-on bullshit that we have now. They were fun. I mean, I'm one of those people that if you have to come out with DLC for the game, then you released an unfinished game. I turn your attention to Pokemon Sword and Shield. Oh, we're going to cut the national decks. We're going to cut corners left and right. And oh, hey, by the way, here's the Isle of Armor and the Isle of whatever the fuck the other one was. And they're DLC that you got to pay for. You're going to be able to bring in more Pokemon, and there's going to be more to the story to do, and more adventures, and more places to go, and none of this was in the original game that cost $60 at launch, and none of it was in that. Well, no, this is new stuff. We just started working on this right after the game got released. We wanted to see how this is shit that should have been in the game. You were more focused on your backgrounds. Oh, look at this background. Look at this grass. We painstakingly animated every single blade. Look at it go back and forth. It's so realistic and lifelike you could touch it. You know what I like to touch? a fucking Pokeball and pretend that I'm throwing it and have that open up and get me my freaking team. You can't give me that? Oh, okay. How about an actual decent Pokemon game? Oh, sorry, I'm screwed? Oh, of course. How about the ability to actually bring in all 900-some Pokemon in your fucking franchise? You know the big 3 letters, gotta catch 'em all? Because EM's basically thrown in. Yeah. Yeah, no. You forgot all that. And that was a $60 game. And now we're getting into the era now where we're going to have $70 games. $70! When is this madness going to stop? What, when we hit 100? That'd be great. All of a sudden you're going to the local game store. I'm sorry. GameStop will be long gone by this point. You're going to basically be going to Amazon, Best Buy, Target, or Walmart. My apologies. GameStop fucked itself. It has no chance in hell of surviving. No. You're going to be going to one of those other stores or online to buy this. Or it'll just be freaking DLC that you'll have to pay. It'll probably just be DLC. What am I kidding? It'll be DLC. And it'll be digital only. So you download the game, and it's going to cost you $100. So let's say, like, at this rate, I'm going to go with 4 years down the road. All of a sudden, you're going to go in, you're going to buy, digitally, mind you, Grand Theft Auto New Millennium. Just some weird-ass title. And it's going to be the greatest Grand Theft Auto game ever. It's going to allow you to go to like different cities. It's going to have like a live map feature. They're going to be like integrating that shit with Google Maps. You're basically going to be able to drive down your own home street, be able to crash into animated buildings, and oh my god, it's going to be hilariously fun. And that game's going to cost you like $100. Just for the basic game. And then they're going to hit you with some DLC. Hey, did you know we can give you a really souped up car, some really, really cool stuff, and some free maps? Hey, how about this? You give us an extra $50, and we'll make that happen for you in the form of DLC. And on top of that, the other part that I'm not liking about this, because you have the digital games and you have the physical ones, the digital games are taking up more goddamn space. Like, they automatically assume every single person has this massively powerful internet connection. Not everybody does. I mean, you can live out in the freaking boondocks. You don't have decent internet. If you do, it's a miracle. Otherwise, no, you don't get decent internet. And it's like, oh, well, to download this game, it's like 78 gigabytes. 78 gigabytes! Just for reference, I have a flash drive that's 32 gigabytes. Okay? I have an SD card that's 64 gigabytes. I have a couple spare hard drives from some laptops I tore apart that are like 80 gigabytes. One that's 160. My own hard drive in my personal laptop is at least a terabyte. 1 terabyte in size. You cannot tell me in any way, shape, or goddamn form that somebody's going to be able to download that massively huge file that they just paid money for. That'll take like 6 or 7 days if you have a piss poor connection. And then on top of that, they'll probably have a timeout system on it. Like, oh, well, it didn't download completely. Hey, we need another $70 so you can continue your download. You're out $140. You haven't even gotten to play the damn game yet. Not to mention there are any day one glitches or the game crashes or, God forbid, your goddamn system doesn't have enough memory for it. I mean, they pump out games at this rate like they're churning water. And the systems aren't that massive in size for space. I mean, look at the PS5. Look at the PS4. What was it like? I know there was like a 1 terabyte hard drive that you could get. But what was the basic one? Like 500 gigabytes? That's not a hell of a lot of room when you have games that are 70, 80, 90 gigabytes in size. Then you have DLC coming in that's literally the same size as the game. That's doubling the size of it. And all for what? A few measly hours of entertainment. Oh, sure, there are people that make careers out of it, more power to them, but you can do the same thing on stream and not have a tremendously huge download. And the next-gen consoles look so goddamn ugly. Sony was so excited about this PS5. You want to know what it looks like? They stole the goddamn thing from Aperture, okay? Yes, Aperture. You remember them from Portal? It looks like they just stole it from Aperture. I'm amazed GLaDOS hasn't come down on their ass yet. Hey, where's my shit? Oh, we're sorry. We want to mass produce this, so we kind of borrowed it. GLaDOS is not that forgiving. GLaDOS is kind of a bitch. And the Xbox Series X? What the hell is that? That's a fucking monolith. That's basically the monolith. You stick that thing in your goddamn living room, and somebody's gonna go, you got the Xbox Series X, didn't you? Yep. You know what that X stands for, right? Extra stupid, I know. Yeah, you wanna know why? Because it's a fucking monolith. That thing looks like a pillar that you would have seen in Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Literally, I could just see Richard Dreyfuss trying to basically make his way to the top of that damn thing. It looks like something that was left by the aliens in Roswell. Roswell! You know, Area 51? I don't understand this anymore. I'm starting to get to the point where I don't understand the world. I mean, how could you at one point go, oh, we have the greatest gamers in the world, and then basically piss on them? I mean, without gamers, you have nothing. Without video gamers, there's no video game industry. Oh, sure, you have the online community and, you know, you have the mobile gamers, but how much does that actually pay you in the long run? Not a hell of a lot, right? No, because you want to know what happens? People realize stuff. Hey, this game sucks. Well, I'm not going to pay the $60 for it. That's a waste of my goddamn time. Now, this game over here, that's $60 well spent. I know there's an old adage that an idiot and their money are soon parted, or even a fool and their money are soon parted. But in this case, morons are parted with their money for what? Shiny trinkets. It almost seems like we're all toddlers in a way, that we basically just see some dangly shiny keys and we're like, ooh, gimme, gimme, gimme. Don't get me wrong, I have no disrespect for gamers. I really don't. Video games do a hell of a lot for the world. They really do. They can actually help you with hand-eye coordination. They help introverted people become extroverted by allowing them to talk to other people around the goddamn world, for starters. I mean, you can make friendships with people in other countries. And all of a sudden, it's like, yeah, well, this game brought us together. And that's what happens. Of course, there are people who will beg to differ this. I'm not going to mention names, but you can easily Google his ass. But still, I mean, video games do a lot. I mean, I have some decent hand-eye coordination because I play video games. Because you're staring at the screen. So you need to know where your hands are going without looking. That's hand-eye coordination. That gets good. That improves stuff that you can do in life. Introverted people becoming extroverted. That's breaking social barriers. You're a shut-in. You don't want to talk to anybody. But yet, you'll play a game where you can talk to people. Eventually, that'll help give you confidence to break out of your shell and come out into the world and say hi. Not to mention the fact that artists, coders, storytellers all can find work making, coding, creating, and testing video games. Honest to God, I would have loved to have designed and or beta tested games. Hell, I would love to test video games to give them my thoughts on them. Sadly, my high school guidance counselor told me how that's never going to happen because I'm an idiot, but still, I would love to do it. No, seriously, that really did hurt me. Her and a family member told me the same thing, but still. Video games bring so much to the table, so why are we constantly making it more and more expensive for these things that provide happiness? It's almost like the game companies are your standard drug dealers. Hey, the first hit was free, but now we gotta start jacking up the price. We're not making enough off of you. You're not getting a big enough hit. Yeah, you know that last hit we gave you? Yeah, it was kind of piss poor. So what we're gonna do this time? This is a massively powerful AAA title game. This thing is state of the art. I mean, it is big time, huge game. We'll let you have it for $70. It's perfect for our new game console, which, first off, you're charging like $400 or $500 for that thing. Why charge $70 a game? I'd make the games cheaper because you're going to make your money back on the goddamn hardware. No, this is basically, well, we know we're only going to sell one of those things. Really? Did it ever occur to you that they may break? That people might get pissed off? That some idiot could decide to put in a game and short out the goddamn thing, or could catch fire because of, well, how many times did the PS4s overheat? And I don't think they ever fixed that problem. No, you literally have like a ticking time bomb sitting underneath your TV. Hey, I have a PS4. Wow, it's getting kind of warm. Hey, why is there smoke coming out of it? Oh, shit. Then you had other issues. I mean, I've seen Tronix fix how many of these things now? How many PS4s has he repaired on his channel? I've lost fucking count. It's like this PS4 has a busted hard drive. This PS4 has a busted power drive. This PS4 is bricked. How many PS4s did you screw up? And you're wondering why you need to make so many games and have a higher price tag for them? It doesn't have anything to do with, oh, here, let me go and explain to you the graphics, the new integrated chips, the all-powerful processor that's going to make your games pop out of your TV in 480, 4K HD. Yeah, this stuff's going to look so real, you're literally going to be able to smell that boar's ass. Yeah! Or better yet, you know, you play extreme beach volleyball on this thing, you're going to feel like you're literally tasting the sand in your mouth. You can smell that salt air. We're basically providing you holodeck level experiences for $70 a game. After you pay the $500 for the game console plus tax and other amenities. It's astronomical. Of course, unless you want to buy the solid gold PS5, then you'd be kissing out like 10 grand. But still, I have some issues with the next-gen gaming. Look, I like games. I do. But at this point, you're screwing the pooch. Backwards compatibility. There are retro games. Do you people not follow trends? There's retro games. Retro is in. People are liking the old school shit again. So what do? Oh, here. You can have a virtual console. Why not have backwards compatibility for the people that probably have the goddamn game sitting in their basement? It's sitting there like Andy's Toys in Toy Story 3. You know, the last time he played with us, it was so great. I felt as though he was really trying to beat that level. Now we're just sitting down here like we're nothing. It's okay. It's all right. All right, everybody, come on, bring it in. Bring it in. Bring it in. Ridge Racer here needs a hug. Come on. Come on, it's going to be okay. Someday we'll become popular again, my friend. Don't worry about it. Only now, it's instead of, oh, yeah, let me go dust off my old PS2 games because the new PS system's coming out. Maybe it's backwards compatible. No! At least not with any of the older shit. Hell, they ditched backwards compatibility for the PS2 halfway through the PlayStation 3. Bastards. Don't even get me started with Microsoft. God. Look, $70 for a next-gen game is astronomically stupid. You want to charge $500 for a game console? Then at least bundle that bitch with a couple decent AAA title games, not your backwards bullshit that you have. But of course, you're always going to have it come out for the holidays. You know, that time of year when you want everybody to basically hit-check one another. Grandma's whacking somebody with her cane. Nuts are flying. Feet are being torn off of bodies. There's basically an arm and a leg in aisle 5, and somebody has their hands on a PlayStation 5 in aisle 6. And all of a sudden, you just see the mob headed that way. Yeah, that's when you want to release this brand new system. Way to go, morons! But let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Are you excited about the new game consoles and the new next-gen games, even though the price tag is going to be a bit higher and, in my honest opinion, way too high for a game? Or are you in agreement with me that this is way too goddamn high for a fucking video game? Let me know in the comment section below. And until next time, I'm Andrew Rhodes, and this has been Andrew Rants.